Advancing the Kingdom podcast. We're streaming live on all social media platforms and podcast streaming channels. Get ready for a revelatory teaching from our apostle, Matthew Tillery.
Well, greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Advancing the Kingdom podcast. I am your host tonight, Matt Tillery. Listen, we really appreciate you tuning in tonight to the Advancing the Kingdom podcast, where we are shifting the mind one podcast at a time. So thank you so much again for tuning in tonight. It's going to be another great conversation. Just really excited to have back tonight. He was here a couple of weeks ago, but he's back again tonight. And that's none other than Mr. Reuben Blackwell, President and CEO of OIC here in our great city of Rocky Mount, NC, also Ward 2 City Councilman. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the podcast again.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone who tunes in and listens and gives feedback. It really is very helpful, and I thank you so much, Apostle, for including me and giving us voice.
Yeah, I really appreciate you. Just appreciate the knowledge that you have and that you bring to this conversation. And, you know, I really need these types of conversations. I just like empowering the mind. So because if the mind is empowered and we get truth, we are able now to take that truth, right?
Yes, sir.
And go take that truth and do what we need and plant that truth in the areas where lies have been planted.
Oh, boy, that's a lot of them. The Bible said the tares and the wheat grow together. This is a field of tares around here, so it's time to sow some wheat. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that and what the Lord is doing. He's certainly doing some great things. Let me give a brief testimony. We're live, so just got my report back from the doctor on today, and everything. All the numbers are in the green. The PSA is way down, so
excellent.
So really excited about that, and just give God praise and glory for that. Amen. So how long have you been on this Rocky Mount City Council person? How long have you been there?
Since 99. My council person who preceded me passed soon after Hurricane Floyd had blown through our community. Longtime servant. Community leader, education leader, Dr. Donald Ray Armstrong. He also led Educational Talent Search, which was the department or division of St. Augustine's College.
Yeah, I remember him.
And worked in the same building that OIC is headquartered in. At that time, that was our really only facility. And I was appointed by the existing council members to fill his seat and complete his term. His term was up in 2003, so I was sworn in December 99, and my first real council meeting occurred January 2000. And so this makes 26 years. Wow. So
that's a long time.
I'm the old rat in the barn. So
so has politics changed from the time you came on initially to now, or have you? And I know things have changed, but has there been a drastic change in?
Oh, it's been dramatic.
Yeah,
it's been dramatic, and I'm going to say for the better, even though there are a number of things that I like to see shift and change and improve. But what I can say is, when I first came on city council, I was a my ethnic minority, right? You know, on the council. There were 7 of us. There were 3 blacks, Helen Gay, Lamont Wiggins, and myself. And there were 4 other council members, 4 white men, and the mayor was Fred Turnage. And one of the things that I noticed was that on every city commission and committee, the same people were making decisions about everything.
Wow. From
the planning board, planning decisions, to human relations, to anything, you know, commission on disabilities. There were a handful of people, historic preservation, a handful of people who were making decisions about everything. And one of the first things that I saw and then advocated for, which eventually was implemented in 2003 when Andre Knight and Angela Bryant were elected to the council, which changed
Right.
the dynamics, the ethnic dynamics.
Right.
But it also changed the perspective of how business was done at the city.
Right.
And the first thing we did was make sure that every ward had an appointment to the commissions, the major commissions,
Right.
that we could. There's some things by statute, for example, the Housing Authority Board.
Right.
People don't realize that it's a law that across America that the mayors of the cities appoint the Housing Authority Board members.
Oh, wow.
So the Housing Authority Board does not appoint itself,
Right.
nor do city council members appoint members to the board.
Right.
It is the city mayor
Right.
that determines who makes up the Housing Authority boards.
Right.
So when you see activities that the Housing Authority does, that drives from the perspective, the initiative, the vision
Right.
of whoever the mayor is, and they work hand in hand
Right.
with the board and the staffing. But one of the things that we did is we made sure that every ward had an appointee to the major commissions, and that we limited how many boards one person could sit on.
Right.
And every city council meeting that I attended for 3 years had maybe 15 people would attend.
Wow.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. No black people attended.
Right.
In fact,
Well, so why do you think that?
because people are comfortable with certain people being in control. And, and it's just true.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just telling you what I observed.
So what you're, I guess, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, you go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
so what sounds like to me what you're saying when the blacks were got up there and start to represent those
Right.
wards,
Right.
then a lot of people stopped coming to the meetings.
Right. Well, they started coming to the
I
meeting.
mean, right.
And the newspaper started reporting activities that were regular council activities that council always did, but they started reporting it differently.
Right.
And
So the narrative changed.
the narrative changed. And the narrative, and you can go do the research. If you don't
Right.
believe me, go do the research. Look for headlines of the city council previous to October 2003.
Right.
And you're going to see that the Evening Telegram then started saying the majority black city council.
Right.
It didn't say the Rocky Mount City Council. It
Right.
was the majority black city council.
Right.
And when we started elevating issues of utilities, the utility bills have always been high. But when black folk became responsible for it, all of a sudden it was untenable and we couldn't take it anymore. And somebody had to do something about it.
Right.
And everybody was angry about it. And the whole picture got cast differently. Now, I'm going to say this to you. Mayor Turnage told us, because it was Andre, Angela Bryant, Lamont Wiggins, and myself, and we said, look, we need to help people understand what's going on with these utilities.
Right.
And I really sometimes, Apostle, I'm hesitant about sharing information when people are no longer here
Right.
to share it. But history is history.
Right.
And I'm not trying to blemish anyone's image or tarnish anyone's reputation. I would
Right.
never do that.
Right.
I would never do that. And at the same time, I will not allow untruths to be told.
Right.
I will never do that either.
Right.
And Mayor Turnage told us, he said, y'all going to open up a can of worms that you
Right.
don't want to open when you start talking about the flow of funds
Right.
with electricity,
Right.
and gas in Rocky Mount. And that's true.
Right.
Because what we found out is that there were a handful of people in this city who had bought stock with the companies that we were purchasing energy from.
Right.
There are people who gotten rich in Rocky Mount
Yeah.
off of utilities.
Right.
And it didn't happen with this bogus $47,000.
Right.
The narrative is trying to be
Right.
that was crafted and created and curated and planted in the minds of our community, and especially in the minds of black people in Rocky Mount.
Yeah, so things have changed tremendously over the last few years in terms of local government.
Yeah.
With the city of Rocky Mount. A lot of things that's been in the news lately with utilities and all that stuff. So a lot of things has happened. And when the audit report came out, it had everything in it. I mean,
That we had already said.
that you guys,
Andre, not all of us.
right,
Let me be clear.
right.
Let me be clear, because see, it's so funny that so many Monday night quarterbacks sitting behind their computers on their phones want to sit and say things that repeat what someone else has
Right.
said. The information is wrong. You're perpetuating a lie. You're participating in defamation of character. And whether anybody litigates that on a legal stage or not, you're opening up a door to heavenly accountability.
Right.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah. Well, that's a fact. You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff is just flat out lies. But at any rate, the auditor said what we had been saying.
Right.
And especially, and I'm just going to say it, Andre Knight led the challenge with the city manager. And it wasn't just the city manager. He was the person calling the shots.
Right.
But it was the leadership of the council that supported what the city manager was doing.
Right.
And so all of this fawning after the fact that says, I didn't know, we didn't realize. No, you didn't want to hear because of where it was coming from.
Right.
And there was a little line that the auditor acknowledged. He said, because of political differences
Right.
on the council.
Right.
And I would like to take the people's minds back to what the political differences were.
Right.
People in the public arena who were coming down to city council, pastors, some pastors, not everybody, influencers, politicians, folks who had something to gain personally,
Right.
were coming down saying it's the old guard that needs to sit down and be quiet and let the new guard take over. Now, if anybody knows me, sir,
Right.
if anybody knows Knight and Richard Joyner at that time, they would know that all three of us have a history of empowering young people.
Right. Right.
I surround myself. All you got to do is look at OIC.
Right.
All you got to do is look at the NAACP.
Right.
All you got to do is look at Kanita Family Life Center.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
those are the grounds that we have worked and tilled and developed, that God has breathed on and blessed. And that's the proof of the labor.
Right.
And so why would we get to the public square and be someone completely different
Right.
than how we show up at Manifest in every other area of our lives?
Right. Right. I preached a message a while back, and it was called A Tale of Two Generations. And it was when Jesus, he's coming in, he told the guys, go get me a colt and an ass.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says that he sat on both of them. Now, that's what the Bible says.
That's what the Bible says.
He sat on both of them, right?
Yes.
And he came in sitting not just on one, on both of them, which meant prophetically what that means is that he was sitting on both generations.
Wow.
And you can't eliminate one generation and raise up. You need both.
You need both.
You need the wisdom of the old. And now I admit some old folks older don't have wisdom.
Right.
But we need the wisdom of the old, and we need the energy
and the enthusiasm
and the
creativity.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
We need all of those things working together. The problem is when we think one is greater than the other one, it creates a problem. So you've been up there for 20 whatever, 24 years.
Yeah.
That we need that. If I'm coming up on just getting elected, maybe I'll run. Let me see what I have to move back in the city. How long do I have to be in the city limits to run for?
A month before it's time to file.
Oh, so if I move back within 3 months, I can run.
You can run. Right. You can run. And you want me to set you up on
No.
that?
No, I was just kidding.
And and it's not just the city council. It's amazing to me why, and I'm just saying people did under our initial service and under the challenges that we aggressively took on. We aggressively took on downtown development.
Yeah.
And, and I think I've said it before here, when I moved to Rocky Mount in the mid-'80s, downtown was dead. It was stone cold tumbleweeds blowing downtown dead, and I was a young guy, so I was looking for city activity,
Right.
There was none.
Right.
And it wasn't until the 2000s that the city began putting an emphasis, because the city council put an emphasis. It wasn't until the 2000s when people were elected who lived in communities that were at risk and that were challenged. It wasn't until then that housing became an important issue.
Right.
Our manager and our mayor then told me directly to my face, housing is not a responsibility of the city. And I said directly to their faces, how can housing not be important when you have 40% of your city living in inadequate housing situations? You have neighborhoods that are deteriorating. And at that time, sir, we had a lot of open houses in inner city communities, core city communities they were open drug markets.
Right.
There was open prostitution. I work at OIC. I would go to work every day.
Right.
And at 7:30, the bus would stop on the corner of Virginia and Carolina Avenue and pick up kids on one corner. Prostitutes would be on the other corner.
Wow.
And folk would be driving their pickup trucks from across town and picking up young girls.
Wow.
I could see it from my window.
Wow. Wow.
I was parking on the street.
Right.
I'm not crazy, and you're not going to make that untrue because it happened.
Right. Right.
And some of the same people on social media were some of the customers on Virginia Street.
Right.
Some of the loudest people you hear attacking us
Right.
did frequent business in our neighborhoods.
And to those of you that's asking the question, why am I always having Mr. Blackwell on? Well, if you're part of local government here, if you want to come on Advancing the Kingdom podcast, hit me up. I'll bring you on too. We'll have a conversation. I'll talk to anybody.
I'm not calling no names, but you know who you are. You know who you are. I just choose not to answer. I choose not to call people out.
Right.
Because I live in grace.
Right.
Sir.
Right. We all do.
And what I understand our whole mission and ministry is to help bring conversion through enlightenment of the mind and create a new way of thinking so that people don't feel they have to live in the base place.
Right.
Everybody has to have a starting point, but you don't have to stay where you started.
Right. Well, once again, appreciate you and all that you're doing, particularly through with the OIC as well as Rocky Mount City Council. Just really appreciate your heart, man, and
Thank you.
Don't really hear that a lot, but really appreciate your heart. And you have I know that there were some things that a lot of conversation on social media about the Rose Street project.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about because to me, I want to go on that rooftop.
Oh yeah, I want you there. Oh man,
So
I am so excited.
let's talk about that. The Rose Street project. It had a lot of conversation, a lot of social media stuff, a lot of negative things. But tell us about what's going on with Rose Street project.
It's an incredible opportunity, and we're so blessed as an organization to be able to participate in the renaissance and the resurgence of our communities in a fresh way. The board of OIC, since I've been there, have always had a priority in reclaiming places and spaces that Black people occupied and that have, through intentional or happenstance disinvestment, properties were unable to be kept up. They were deteriorating, but they had history attached to them. Booker T. Washington is the high school is the best place to begin,
Right.
And OIC was there since 1969, after the schools desegregated, and after the Rocky Mount City School System went away, the city of Rocky Mount entered into an arrangement. And I'm going to get to Rose Street in a minute.
Oh, no,
I'm going to give you a backup, though. Just want to show you a pathway of how we got to where we are. That the city of Rocky Mount, through the Human Relations Commission, where Mr. Sam Gray, who just passed a few months ago, initiated with the board of the Black Businessmen and Women's Association in Rocky Mount. Willie Powell, Chauncey Stokes, Albert Lee, Stanley Green, other people like that were part of the movement to turn that Black high school that meant so much to so many people in Eastern North Carolina into a place that would continue to have a purpose for the uplift of our community.
Right.
And OIC at that time was a brand new organization headquartered in Philadelphia, led by a powerful preacher and person of vision, Reverend Dr. Leon Howard Sullivan,
Right.
who had captivated the hearts of presidents and legislators and business innovators, the first Black man to serve on a Fortune 500 board of directors. He was appointed to the GM board of directors because they believed in this vision of equipping people who had been intentionally left out, intentionally segregated from industrial and manufacturing workplaces. And
Right.
that's why OIC started,
Right.
to help give Black people, because we were intentionally, and see, it's not bad to focus on groups where the data shows you their problems.
Right.
Their problem. The data shows you their problems. And so, at any rate, the long story of it is that OIC has always taken places that other people left behind, but that meant something to the Black community, and renovated it. Memorial Hospital, and I wasn't here, but the history says that, was one of the only places in Rocky Mount that would accept Black women when it was time to have babies.
Wow.
You couldn't go to other hospitals if you were a black woman.
And that's a historic site as well, right?
That's a historic site.
Yeah.
It was one of the few places that black people could be treated in a hospital setting.
Wow.
Where they would actually employ black medical professionals.
Wow.
And so over time, when the same movement effort that desegregated the city schools created Nash General Hospital.
Right.
Nash General Hospital was an amalgamation of several hospitals that came together under one public umbrella, and that would serve everyone. It
Right.
was a move to integrate healthcare.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
See, and people have to know this.
Right.
It took policy to bring intention to change society.
Right.
And if you have people sitting in strategic elected places that are not courageous, that will not speak truth to power, and that are not creative and willing to do things that have never been done in order to get results that have never occurred,
Right.
then you get stagnation,
Right.
you get multiplication of poverty, and wherever you have multiplication of poverty, you have the proliferation of all things poor and bad.
Right. Right. I totally agree.
And so we acquired that property from the people who owned the property, who bought it at an auction
Right.
at Edgecombe County.
Right.
And if you live anywhere in America, you know
So
that
so anybody had an opportunity.
anybody had an opportunity. OIC had an opportunity to buy it at the time, and we didn't do it.
Right. So it wasn't like that it was only only certain folk had access to get the property. It was a public auction.
Steps of the courthouse.
So everybody had an opportunity. I could have went there and bought it.
Anybody could have bought it. Why didn't you buy it? You lying. Just say, it's so many lies out here. It's amazing. I read this stuff and I was like, you showing your full level of ignorance. You got full blown ignorance syndrome. It's just all over you, And so when people repeat this stuff,
Right.
it's sort of like the current leader of the free world. You keep saying stuff and it's ridiculous when you hear it, but you keep saying it and then somebody will parrot the ridiculosity and it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And then you're trying to figure out, well, what is the real truth?
Right. Right.
So,
Well, if you hear it loud enough, you you start thinking it's the truth, right?
especially if you don't care about the truth to start with.
Wow. Now that's powerful right there. If you don't care about the truth, then you'll continue to believe a lie.
And you don't mind being a liar. I'm going to say that. You don't mind if you repeat untruths, then you're a liar. It's just not that what you're repeating is not true. If you're intentionally spreading it, then you're a liar.
Wow.
And I don't care what your title is, where you sit, or what you do. People who continue to speak untruths are liars.
Wow.
I don't know how else you define them.
You can't. That's pretty much accurate to me. Sounds like accurate information to me.
And I'm not calling anybody's name. I don't have to.
So has the construction started on the?
Oh yeah, I want to finish this
I'm
part.
sorry. I'm trying to get to.
No,
I'm trying to get to the rooftop.
You want to get to the rooftop, but look. So I've been traveling across the country because what we have here at OIC in Rocky Mount is so special. We have health care. We have workforce development. We do social entrepreneurship. We don't walk around town crowing about it, bragging it. We just get it done. We got some of the best committed, brilliant, energetic team members who are doing all kinds of phenomenal things, and they're doing it quietly. They're doing it in a powerful way. And what my job is to do is to listen to the direction that the board sets, and then listen to the needs of the community, compare it with the data that is out there for us to be able to evaluate. And everything we do at OIC is based on data. It's not based on feelings. I might have an intuition or a feeling or a leading in something, but if I can't substantiate it with hard, solid data, it's not going to happen. And when I started piecing together what I saw as a connecting point between healthcare, people's mind state of their minds, and the ability to be prepared for next generation jobs. You know, I don't see separation. I see a fluid way to connect things together.
Right.
But it's not so everywhere,
Right.
sir. And so in my work, my travels, I discovered some things that are taking place on the West Coast that are not available here.
Right.
And people are afraid of it
Right.
because they lump everything together through a Southern iteration of Judeo-Christian values.
Right.
And that stuff don't work on me.
Right.
Now, I'm just going to say.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
You know. And so what I found is that on the West Coast, there are people, rich, wealthy people who have lived with addictions for a long time, people who have been impacted with PTSD, veterans, first responders who are dealing with treatment-resistant depression and addictions.
Wow.
I have seen for myself firsthand, witnessed testimonies, firefighters and police officers in New York who were there at 9/11.
Right.
Who were on the verge of committing suicide, and they got access to psychedelic-assisted therapies.
Wow.
And those therapies that were managed by top-level professionals who had experience and expertise in the administration and then assisting people with the journeys, and that's what they call it when they take these trips.
Right.
See, we know mushrooms,
Right.
or I'm trying to Molly. I think that's what they call it in the clubs or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, people take it for the experience, but these are medicines.
Right.
They're medicines.
Right.
And they're natural. God put it here on the earth to use. There are whole societies that for thousands of years have been using them for insight and inspiration.
Right.
Now, I ain't doing that at church. I ain't going I'm not telling people go
Right.
set your mind free. I'm not saying nothing like that. What I'm saying is that there is chemistry and there is science around what these medications are able to do to reroute the brain
Right.
around addictions.
Wow.
And so I've been blessed. The Lord has opened up doors to some of the top folk in the country, to OIC, to work with us in these particular areas and
Right.
arenas. And I would go out, man, to Denver and to Portland and to attend conferences, and I'd be there to learn and to listen. Thousands and thousands of people. The next thing I know, they're calling me up on the stage.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I can tell you what we do.
Right. Right.
And so where the hospital comes into play is that we are going to concentrate on novel brain.
And this is Rose Street.
This is Rose Street. This is the place where white people and black people were able to be treated in the same spaces
Wow.
in a time when that was not acceptable.
Right. Right.
And yes, there was a hallway that black folk had to come in the back door and stay in that hallway. But I do not disregard the fact that the hallway was in the same building
Right.
with other folk.
Yeah. Wow.
You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, there is the historicity of that, and then there's an anointing of shifting and changing.
Right.
So for me, and
But isn't that amazing? That sounds, you talking about a few, 30, 40, whatever the years were,
50 years
50
ago.
years ago.
50 years ago.
And now in 2026,
2026.
people will be coming back, but this time not in a separate.
Not in a separate environment. And we're going to be treating everyone. And it's not just for black people. See, when you...
That's called a trailblazer trailblazer anointing.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's the Joshua thing, it's the Moses thing. And I'm not hung up on doing any of that, being that, but I'm just saying that for the team of people that we're working with at this OIC and the people who are surrounding us and collaborating with us,
right.
Our collaborator is UNC School of Pharmacy. Our collaborator is North Carolina Central University School of Research.
Yeah, so this is nobody in the backyard that you
This is nobody in the backyard. I'm working with scientists. We're working with medical and psychiatric providers. We're working with people who understand how the brain works. We're working with neuroscience.
Wow.
We're going to be incorporating what we call novel brain therapies.
Coming to Rocky Mount.
We'll be able to target places in the brain with sight, with sound, and with lights. Therapies that incorporate lights and that targeted to specific regions of the brain. We'll be using natural medicine, helping people walk through a journey so that if you've not been able to get off crack, if you've not been able to put the bottle down, if you have to keep smoking and can't stop it, there's a way to hardwire your brain so that you're not held hostage and held prisoner to the old thing as long as you're willing to do the work.
Is there a beam in that treatment that will get rid of
racism,
religion,
religiosity,
racism, and all that stuff?
Oh, I wish if it is, we're going to find a right. The Lord will make a way somehow. Yeah, see, if you want to, you just got to want to. So that's going to take place downstairs. Wow. Upstairs, we're going to bring workforce development, and we're going to be doing innovative technologies, really exploring AI, exploring virtual reality, looking at ways to collaborate with other training leaders at the university level, community college level, community-based level, to figure out how to work with returning citizens. This ain't new to us.
Right.
OIC since 1969 been working with folk who come back from prison. That ain't nothing new.
Right.
It is not new.
Right.
Prison was created for black folk in America. Do your research. It wasn't made for everybody. It was designed for you. That's why 14% of the population is 60, 70% of the prison population. It was designed for you. And when you do stuff that don't make no sense, you find yourself in that place.
Right.
And it's not that you're the only people doing it, but you're the people that get targeted.
Right.
That's another issue for another time. But the issue is when you get out.
Right.
Where do you come? What do you do? So we'll be concentrating on returning citizens. We'll be concentrating on veterans. We'll be concentrating on first responders. The trauma, and because you've worked in those arenas, the trauma that firemen and police officers have to deal with, they intentionally go into places of destruction and violence to save
constantly.
People. Constantly.
It's not a one-time thing.
It's not. It happens constantly. And we act like those people aren't people too. You got your own issues.
Right.
Ain't nobody's family perfect.
Right.
So you go save somebody else and you go home getting fussed at or being fussing at somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Come on, let's get real, people. I'm just saying we've got to find ways to bring health and healing. So at that location at Rose Street, it's going to be an integrated facility where we'll be offering psychiatric services, we'll be offering some physical health, we'll be offering counseling, novel brain therapies, and we'll be offering workforce development and training, and we're going to have places that the community can come and use. And we're going to have a beautiful rooftop because I'm going to have to raise some money and we need some relief. We need a place that we can go and go upstairs and look out around the skyline and see what the Lord has done and listen to some good music and eat something nice and good and have some meetings in our neighborhoods and in our communities in safe places that are beautiful. Why do we have to always be third best?
Right.
Why?
And not only go up there, but when you go up there, you look around and you start to see in all the new development.
Yes.
That's going to be taking place.
That this city council did. The event center. This city council supported Edgecombe Community College coming downtown. This city council, built housing downtown when other people were saying downtown is only for rich people.
Right.
And they said that. Black people said that too. Now I want you to think about that. Black people said that too. That downtown should only be for people who can afford it. Well, if you're using taxpayer dollars, everybody can afford it.
Right.
Should afford it.
Right.
I just came from a meeting in the most expensive city in America, and I cannot believe how in the world do people live in San Francisco. It is beautiful, but I'm just saying, $3,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment, and that ain't no nice place.
Wow.
Starting wages, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, but you can't live on that.
Right.
We're talking about living wages. A living wage here might be $18, $19.
Right.
Over there, a living wage is $50 an hour.
Right.
And that's just making it.
Right. There's no extras.
It's no extras. There are no extras. That's why the homeless are living the way they're living.
Wow. Well, some good stuff, sir. Our time is almost up.
Oh boy, is it already?
It goes quick, man.
Did I get you to the top, to the rooftop?
You finally got me there. You finally got me to the rooftop.
Oh, and by the way, let me say just one more, and then I'm gonna be done with you, because we're gonna not done with you, but we're gonna move to another. But I just want you to understand something. So when people start hollering about, because it's no mystery that the Knight family, Mrs. Knight owns a co-owner of that building.
Right.
Her son is the chairman of my board. Well, guess what? The board chair didn't peddle that building to me.
Right.
We went after the building. The chair had to recuse himself. The board discussed the issues. We got a battery of attorneys. Do y'all really think we doing this stuff in a hand bucket, a basket?
Just breaking laws everywhere.
Just breaking laws everywhere. Y'all crazy.
And never going to getting no charges or nothing.
Man, let me tell you something. It was the bank who set the value on the building, not the seller and not the buyer.
Wow.
Because we have to have appraisals.
Right.
Appraisals have to meet market conditions.
Right.
And the appraisal comes on the strength and the power of the vision. So the vision is what leads, sir. And we have raised $20 million.
Wow.
To renovate that facility.
Awesome.
So you can also miss me on all of this bogus talk about the city is this. What we did is leverage a program that the city already had in place. It wasn't designed for us. That program has brought housing and business and development to downtown Rocky Mount that never would have occurred had we not had incentives. We were forward thinking, we were correct, and it's a product of innovation. And don't tell me we can't participate in what we help pay for. Sir, we pay a lot in taxes.
Yeah.
So you want my ideas, you want the benefit of my work, but you don't want me to participate in any of it. The devil is a liar.
Wow, our time is up, but before we'll close with the devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast again.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate all that you're doing as well in the city, and your love for the city, and certainly your love for the people.
Yes.
You have a heartbeat for the people in this city, and just really appreciate that. And once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It was on 2 weeks ago, I think. So
yes, sir.
Right back.
Pray and pump.
There you go. Oh yeah, appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Pray and pump. Listen, we're going to be giving away 5 gallons of gas per vehicle. Now listen to me, per vehicle. Please, ma'am. Please, sir. When you come to get your gas, I know you have 8 cars back at the house, but sir, ma'am, please do not go home and get another car and come back, or send your son back, or your daughter, or your nephew, or your grandmother.
That's right. Come on, y'all, be right. Be right, do right.
Do the right thing. Look, just do the right thing. So we're coming in the community, want to give back to the community, and certainly we'll be doing that on this Saturday. We're starting at 10, I believe, 10 a.m. until, put the flyer back on, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. or until the gas is gone or the money is gone. So whichever one
Can
goes.
I come out for a while and hang out with you?
You can come out and stay the entire time. It's going to be a great time. I talked with the manager over there today, and he said people are coming in the store and asking him about this free gas. So he said, I don't know nothing about it. I can't talk yet and all that. So
I'm trying to make it till Saturday. I walk down here because I want to say.
Right. But I believe that ministry is not inside of the four walls. Ministry is outside marketplace. That's really where Jesus' ministry was. He went in the synagogue, prayed for folk, but he didn't stay in there. And I think if we can get that mentality, and if we have the resources to do it, we need to go back and bless the community, go back into the community and do whatever you can do. You may not be able to do anything at this time, but hey, get you a partnership, partner with someone. We had many folk to partner with us. Pastor Teresa Horn was one of them, and of course you partnered. So we had a lot of partners that and they're still coming together. So I had a gentleman partner with us today. So we when you have a vision and put it out there, people will it attracts people that have a heart to give. So, and we certainly have that. So we're going to be giving away. I can't tell you how many cars yet, but it is quite a few. So just come, get in line.
Is it too late to give?
It's never too late to give.
Right.
It's never too late to give. So, and if you would like to give, put the Advancing the Kingdom Equipping Center Cash App. No, don't put mine. Put the Cash App for Advancing the Kingdom Equipping Center.
Any amount?
You can give any amount. So you can give whatever you want to give. You can give towards it. Now we appreciate your giving, but we're still moving forward with it. Really appreciate your all the things that you're doing. The Cash App, not my Cash App. Put the Advancing the Kingdom Equipping Center, Advancing the Kingdom Equipping Center. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming out and just really being a part of what God is doing. I know He's doing some great things in your life. The text to give to Advancing the Kingdom is at your bottom of the screen, 252-659-643-4303. I need my glasses, 659-4303. That's Advancing the Kingdom Equipping Center. You can give to that, text to give, and we really appreciate you. So we're going to be in, I believe it's 235 North Fairview Road. It's a BP station there, right there at Oakwood Shopping Center. We will have traffic. We will have law enforcement. So don't come out there acting crazy and acting a fool. Mm-hmm. Just come out there and support what we're doing.
Come on, make it a beautiful time.
Yeah.
Make it a beautiful time. Come on down and get some gas, get prayed for, and spread some love. And if you can afford it, now look, if you can afford it, don't use this man's good money. Let it go to somebody who really needs it. Somebody who really needs it. Come on.
Yeah. And gas prices are going up and down. It all depends on what's being released, what's being said.
What's being said. And listen.
That's another conversation.
I just left a place $6 a gallon and climbing.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're giving away 5 gallons of gas per vehicle this Saturday at 10 a.m. We hope to see you there. Come get in line, get your gas. We're going to pray for you if you want it. If you don't, just get your gas and leave. But it's going to be a great time. It's going to be an exciting time. And I'm really pumped up about going into the community and being able to give back. The Lord has blessed us tremendously. Amen. And we want to be a blessing to the community. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. My friend Reuben Blackwell for coming on the podcast tonight.
Apostle.
Really appreciate you. Thank you, those that's listening and watching. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit the share button. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're over on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the ML Tillery Outreach. If you're on Podbean, if you're on the podcast channels, we go ahead and download this podcast tonight. We really appreciate all the downloads. We have downloads all over the world. So I just checked the other day, had like 18 or 20 countries that we're going into. Wow. So we really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Listen, I am Apostle Matt Tillery. Until next Monday night at 7 p.m. Go and advance the kingdom.
We pray you have been empowered and blessed by this teaching. Join us next week for the Advancing the Kingdom podcast. If you would like to reach us, email us at mltillery@icloud.com.